Hi YouTube, Alicia here. I'm here to review The Real Housewives of New York, Season 10, Episode 2. Let's get started. Where to begin, you guys? The New York episodes, there's so much that happens every week that it is a challenge to try to succinctly recap this without it being like a 20-minute video. So I'm going to do my best. So this week, all the ladies are rehashing the Halloween party in the beginning. We have Ramona and Tinsley and Carol meeting up at a restaurant. And we have Dorinda and we have Bethany. Bethany and Dorinda were talking about the different costumes and how they were. And when they were discussing Luann's costume, Dorinda said that she felt like Luann's costume, if you recall, Luann went as Diana Ross. And so Dorinda felt like her costume was on the verge of being insensitive. And Bethany thought it was great. She said that's just completely Luann. That's how she is. It was clear that this lady went to great lengths to be Diana Ross, including darkening her skin. And I was thinking, where's the line? Like, where is the line? Is it because Luann look more like a light-skinned black person than like a dark-skinned black person? Is it the pigmentation? Shouldn't we just not do that? I don't think that Luann was intentionally trying to offend, but I definitely think it was in poor taste. Carol also felt like it was in poor taste, and she said so again this episode. Ramona defended Luann's choice by saying that she didn't mean it like that. It was that Carol was taking it too far and that kind of thing. I think it was insensitive. I think it was inappropriate. And I think that Luann could have done just as great of a job doing an homage to Diana Ross without the extra makeup. Carol and Ramona and Tinsley, they move on to rehash the whole Tom situation. And Tinsley asked Carol, was she okay with Luann? Because Luann and Carol kind of got into it at the Halloween party. Luann had felt like Carol wasn't really reaching out to her and expressing her sympathy about her divorce. And Carol was surprised and said so at the party, like, what do you mean? Like, we are not friends. And what am I supposed to say? I wasn't supporting the marriage. I'm not going to say anything about the divorce either. So we're not cool. Carol said that she did follow Luann's divorce tour, but she wasn't going to get on the bandwagon and get involved with that. They also discussed the argument that Ramona got into with Bethany about Bethany's new real estate property. And so, of course, Ramona is like the victim, and she was just trying to have a conversation. She said that she is the maven of the Hamptons, and I was like, is the maven the same thing as a grande dame of Potomac? Like, what is that anyway? You know, what is she talking about? So anyway, so she, of course, is saying she was innocent and she's the victim. And I felt like, okay, here we are setting up this season similar to last season when Ramona asked Bethany innocently, so has anyone talked to your daughter about doing soft porn? And that just lit a fire for the whole rest of the season. So I'm thinking, is this going to be the fight for the season? Like, is Ramona and Bethany going to fight about this whole real estate property to the point where Bethany stops talking to Ramona, stops inviting her places, stops filming with her to break Ramona down to cry and grovel and whatever? I already saw that. So I hope we don't go down the same path again. Sonia and Dorinda meet up for a walk after the Halloween party. And Sonia is dressed in this really pretty red dress with a little cardigan over her shoulders and like thigh-high boots with a heel. Like, she looks really cute. Not dressed to go walking. And Dorinda at least is wearing a t-shirt and some pants, but she's wearing like loafers. Again, she's more dressed to walk than Sonia is, but you know, whatever. So basically, we're starting to get the mess started for the season. And Sonia is talking major crap about Tinsley. Basically, she's telling Dorinda that Tinsley's boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend now, Scott, is paying for that hotel that she's in, that he paid for that $5,000 gift card that Tinsley gave her for her birthday or for her thank you party last year, and that Tinsley's broke. That basically she was staying with her last season because she didn't have a pot to piss in, and she's totally broke. And so Dorinda said, well, wait a minute, Tinsley has money? So what do you mean? Her family has money? And Sonia says, well, not $9,000 a month worth to pay for that hotel. And Tinsley's the type of woman that needs a man or wants a man to take care of her. And then some women are like that. She's not me. I'm very independent. I was like, okay, Lady Morgan, still using the name. Aren't you on the verge of bankruptcy because of that judgment against you for the movie and then your divorce and everything? Wasn't she selling her townhouse? Like, don't play like you are not the one with the financial difficulties. I mean, if we're being honest, where would Sonia be if the Real Housewives of New York hadn't come a-knocking? Tinsley and Luann meet up. Luann has braids in her hair, like 4 cornrows, and I'm like, at first I didn't recognize her. I was like, who is that? And now I'm thinking, is Luann going through something? Like, what is going on? First, she's Diana Ross. Now she's got the braids. Like, what is happening to Luann? Like, where is the real Luann? We learn that she's gone back to being officially the Countess. And so when Tinsley says, you can still be the Countess even though you've been married and divorced? And she said, yeah, I will always be the Countess. And she said, is Queen Latifah really a queen? I'm like, what do you know about Queen Latifah? Like, what is happening, guys? What is going on? What is happening? Tinsley sharing with Luann about what's going on with Scott and why they broke up. And, you know, in Tinsley's confessional, she again says that she loves Scott and, you know, she really wants it to work out and that, you know, maybe with their break apart, he'll miss her. So I'm thinking, what is really going on? Do you think Tinsley's putting pressure on him for, like, commitment and a ring? Maybe she really wants to get married. I don't know Tinsley's story. Like, I mean, we heard about the whole, you know, charges and arrest from last season, and I don't really know. I didn't read the articles about what all that was about. But maybe Tinsley's the one that goes really fast and gets committed really fast and is pushing for this commitment. And maybe Scott's like, look, I like you and all. We're cool. But I'm not ready for that level of commitment. So who knows? Who really knows? Well, Luann starts to give her advice and tell her about the element of surprise. And I was thinking, now, Luann, you're talking about a story between you and the Count, and he was cheating all over you. So maybe you may not be the right person to give advice. Well, Tinsley obviously felt the same way because she said, you know, because Luann was trying to tell Tinsley, what's the beginning of the relationship? It's supposed to be really good, not this hard. And Tinsley makes the valid point of, well, yours went from the beginning to the end really quickly. And maybe you're not the best person to give me advice. So, you know, true, but ouch at the same time. So Tinsley was keeping it all the way real in this whole meeting. And she was telling Luann that everyone felt like Luann wasn't opening up. She wasn't really talking about her divorce, like what's really going on. A lot of women don't feel like it's even real or what's happening, which is kind of what I was saying in my review of the first episode. And I was thinking, it doesn't seem legit. Like, Luann doesn't seem broken up. She doesn't seem upset. It is almost like a business deal that went bad. You win some, you lose some, you move on. And Luann is saying, look, you know what? It didn't work out. I'm moving on. I don't want to talk about it. You know, it's over. And it just doesn't seem real. Like, it doesn't seem real. We see Bethany. She's moving into yet another new place. I feel like we just watched this. I don't remember if it was last season or the season before, where she bought this new apartment and she renovated it and it was great. I think it was the season when the season she came back and she was crying that she was homeless because she had no place to stay, even though she was in a hotel and whatever. So here we are again. She's bought another place. Now she says she has 6 properties and it's huge, and she has a new office as well. So we get to see both of those places. They're both in transition, and I think they're both going to look great. We have a brief scene of Dorinda and Carol meeting up to talk and walk after she went walking with Sonia. And they start talking about the Hamptons and what's coming up. And Dorinda is talking to Carol about the party and everything and how she went walking with Sonia. And she learns from Carol that Sonia went back and told everyone that, or not everyone, I think she said one person, but now the story has grown to everyone as it gets relayed later in the episode. But apparently Sonia was saying that Dorinda looked fat in her Lady Gaga outfit. I didn't think she looked fat. I thought she looked great. So Dorinda's all hurt. And she said, see, I thought we were starting fresh. We went on the walk, and here she's talking trash. So let's recap. We've got Sonia talking trash about Dorinda. We got Sonia talking trash about Tinsley. And it's already on and popping. Episode 2. So Carol and Dorinda are still talking. And Carol's telling Dorinda about how Ramona is throwing her party in the Hamptons after her marathon to congratulate her. And Dorinda says, I'm staying with Ramona in the Hamptons, but who are you staying with? Are you staying with Bethany? And Carol says, well, I assume so. You know, she didn't say not otherwise. And see, I have been hearing that Carol and Bethany are on the outs now. I don't know the story, but I heard they're on the outs. I haven't looked into the details, but I feel like it's kind of a telltale sign. Dorinda and Tinsley meet up to talk and rehash and whatever. And Dorinda tells Tinsley all the dirt that Sonia's been talking about her not having any money, about how her ex-boyfriend's paying for her. Tinsley is hot. She is just like, I can't believe it. She's still talking trash about me. Well, at least it's not in page 6 this season, right? At least we don't have to hear about that yet. I'm sure it's probably coming. This episode, we get to the marathon as well. And Carol shares that she's purchased 20 tickets for people to come and cheer her on. And out of all of the ladies, only Tinsley has asked for a ticket. And we get to see Carol running the marathon, and bless her heart. I mean, God bless her. That was quite a feat. She was able to finish the race. She did it in 6 hours and 42 minutes. It was really inspiring and good for her. I mean, she started off at the top. She had gone in advance to see what score her husband had because he had run the New York Marathon as well. He did it like 2 hours and 58 minutes. That is amazing. Amazing. These speeds. If I ran that, I'd still be running it a week later or dead in the ditch. I mean, there's just no way. No way. So what I found interesting is that throughout the whole segment of the marathon, Carol talking about it, I think Bethany made one comment last week about her running the marathon, but throughout the whole thing, Bethany didn't go to cheer her on. Bethany did not have a soundbite saying I'm proud of her and I can't go like Ramona did. Ramona even had a little soundbite saying, look, I support her. I couldn't go. She's throwing a party. There's been no talking head from Bethany at all. So I really wonder what happened. I mean, I wonder if somehow the elections split them up. You know, we don't really, I guess they did send the reunion who they all voted for. But something happened, and I'll look into it at some point. But it's too bad. Too bad. Heather Yummy showed up to support Carol at the marathon. Carol's parents were there. Her friends were there. It was really, really nice to see her finish. And she was crying, y'all. That touched my heart. Like, I'd be crying too. Like, oh my God, I lived. So, yeah, that was really good. So, the Hamptons are going to be lit. We already know how many fights are going to be. Everybody's mad at everybody. People aren't speaking to each other. They showed a preview for next week. Looks like Carol and Bethany have the first tip we see on camera. There was something that went down over text, and supposedly Carol didn't write her back. And so Luann is mentioning that there's a shift in their dynamic. So I wonder what happened, you guys. I mean, I always thought their friendship was interesting, you know, but you know, we'll see what happens. You guys, did you watch? What did you think of episode 2 this week? Leave me a comment below and let's share, let's discuss. Can't wait to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video and give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.